Thank you for tuning in to Cleve Loveland and the Lone Ranger Show every Saturday at noon here on 580 AM. I've been doing this show for longer than anybody else in the world.
Longest running dirt.
Longer than anybody else on the radio, I believe.
In the planet.
On the planet, internationally, globally, whatever you want to talk about real estate news. This is where you can tune in. You don't have to read the Slantinel for your fake real estate news or listen to the talking heads. We give you what's going on in the Central Florida real estate market. And not to say that all the media doesn't have great articles, but you've always got to look at what are they talking about? They're talking about national stats. Are they talking about national buyer stats? Are they talking about the price nationwide? The average price nationwide is $340. Well, that's not it in Central Florida. It's different.
It's getting there.
Yeah, well, we'll get you. I think right now we're about $290 on our average price in Central Florida, but it's
that's a medium price.
Yeah,
I can't find them that low though.
Yep, they are gone in a heartbeat. So that's what the big question nowadays is: what is our inventory at? How long is this hot market going to keep going? And I think for a while, Sleepy Joe's delivered us some inflation, and the market's just really heated up. I think one thing that's happened, Bruce, is Florida's going to move from number 20 on the most expensive states. We're moving up to number 16, 17, maybe number 15. And it's just going to be...
That's okay.
People are realizing that we've got a better climate, we've got a better governor, we got, just better prices. We're not as expensive as the Northeast, New England. We're not as expensive as the West Coast.
Hey, you want a cheap house, you could go up to Lake City, or you could go to like Brooksville or someplace like that.
We still have stuff like that.
Sure we do.
So, and I used to move a lot of people. Like after the hurricanes in 2004, I moved a lot of people out of the state. Everybody was running. I had people like, oh my God, that was horrible. We're gone. And they were going to North Carolina and South Carolina and Georgia, and they could buy a house for cheaper than it was in Florida. You can't do that. Maybe in Georgia and some places.
Hurricanes are Yankee purgers, aren't they?
Yankee purgers? That's a good name for it. I haven't heard that. Well, I'm okay without them, though. I'm okay with the Yankees. I'd rather have more Yankees than Hurricanes.
I'm okay with Yankees as long as they don't bring their Yankee business down
exactly.
here.
All right. But inventory is still low, and it's as low as it was in 2005 when things were going kind of nutty. But right now we're about less than 3,000 homes. The number of sales is down because the inventory is down too, and the builders can't deliver homes.
And there's a shortage of rental properties.
And shortage, and that's just because our population is growing. Our population in 2008 was probably about 1.5 million for all of Central Florida. We're probably about 2.5 million now. And just you count the whole Central Florida area.
Another 3,000 a week, I think, coming across the border.
Yeah, it's a different subject, different show. I haven't been hired to do that show yet. They won't agree to my signing bonus. But the inventory.
Well, if they want to buy a home.
Yeah. So the inventory is still low. The number of sales is great, and I think the big thing, last year the surprise with COVID, everybody going, oh my gosh, what the heck is this going on? The interest rates dropping into the 2s. Now we're still in the 3s, right?
We are still in the 3s. We can even get rates in the 2s.
Yeah,
I mean, there's still mortgages for good credit, high credit score buyers. I'm locked in several people in the high 2s just last week, so they are available. If you're considering waiting, you're going to wait for higher interest rates and higher priced homes. So now is absolutely the time to react. And you and I talk about that. Is now the right time to do it? Well, let's just put that in perspective. Do you think houses are going to be cheaper in 6 months to a year from now?
No.
Do you think interest rates are going to be lower in 6 months to a year from now?
No.
Well, if you answered no on those two questions, then your only real answer is buy now or refinance now. It's not going to get better. Mm-hmm. It's not going to get lower. So just call us. How do they reach you?
407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com.
Yeah, and if you have any questions for the Lone Ranger, or you'd like to apply online, ask me questions about financing, refinance your home, or I can help you purchase your next home. That's all I do are mortgages. 407-250-8118, 407-250-8118, or go to my website at webringyouhome.com. It is a crazy market, and I got to tell you something. To be honest with you, it's a little frustrating for a lot of folks out there right now, but Cleve, you and I both know that there are some techniques that people can do to position themselves so they're not losing out on this market. And all you have to do is give us a call. We'll help you. 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or webringyouhome.com.
All right. And I see some articles here I've got on housing prices around the country are going sky high. And, when home prices are higher, I would say for most, let's say most people, let's say they own 5 to 7 homes in their lifetime. Well, I think only on the last 2 might they be going down in price, don't you think? Or they're going to go smaller house?
Well, I don't know if you can go. It all depends on what age you're at right now. I mean,
well, I think the older they are,
boomer,
they're probably going to go down in size. That's what I deal with.
Down in size,
price.
But not down in price.
Possibly, you're right. But I just think for most people, when they're doing that move, I mean, when they get a little more money than they thought they were going to get out of their sale, and that's what's happening now. A lot of people are getting 5 or 10% more than they thought they would, or 20% if they've been there for 6, 7 years. They're going to buy more house on the next one. And that's just what's happening now. Now, they're not, and one thing that's funny is they're not always getting, the builders straightened up in the last 5 years or so and stopped building. Every builder was building from 3,800 square feet to 5,700 square feet.
God, they're huge.
And not many people need that. Not many people have the 7 kids or
I'll tell you, the
in-laws and outlaws.
4-3 is the perfect size home.
Yeah.
The 4-3 is really good for the most families. You got the family, the husband and wife, so to speak. I guess it doesn't have to be that way. But
yeah,
husband and wife. You got a couple of kids, and you need a spare room.
And and nowadays it's where a lot of people are just, the builders they all have a product that's like starting at 1,900 square feet up to 3,500. And they're probably, the average house sale they're doing is about 2,500 to 2,800 square feet. And that's in the 300s for the most part.
And that's even for your typical builder, that's even on the high side. You start getting into that 2,500, 3,000 square feet, and you're into some of the little bit more pricey neighborhoods right now, because I'm seeing even 16, 17, 1,800 square foot houses quite common. And they're really nice houses too. They don't really seem small. They've really put these things together so you get plenty of room. You don't have ginormous bedrooms, but you got a nice living area, nice sized kitchen. And quite frankly, you can visit my website and I'll drive you over to one of the Hanover family builder communities. Just go to WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. Or call me at 407-250-9144, or call Cleve Loveland, who got his website back from the Russians.
That's right.
You can call, CleveLoveland.com. You can call him at 407-352-8118, or visit CleveLoveland.com.
All right. Bruce, I want to mention a couple of things here. Like, I got a lot of people asking me how to join the house party. They're thinking about selling. My first question isn't like, all right, great, let's get going. Let's get the house straightened up. I've got a 50-point staging checklist we can go through and get you top dollar. My first and most important question is, where are you going? Where do you want to go? Because if you don't already have the other house, that's the problem nowadays.
Kind of need the exit strategy.
And so I want to ask you about one strategy. So let's say they're selling for $350 or $375 and they want to buy around $450. You've got them qualified to buy without selling.
Well, you would need to these days. That doesn't mean that everybody can do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, it's hard.
You can only qualify based on what your qualifications are. You can't make it up. But if you are trying to really compete in a multiple offer situation, if you've got a home to sell, you are going to be at a massive disadvantage in this market. But not a home to close.
Let's say they've got the income and they can qualify, they don't have a lot of debt, you can do a recast mortgage, right? Tell everybody what that is. So when I sell their house, they find the house of their dreams, and I sell their other house and they get $200,000 out of it.
So let's just say you got $200,000 in proceeds coming from the sale of a home, but you're not going to sell that home before we close on the new one that you want to buy. Okay? So you want to buy a new home. You don't want to have a contingency offer to sell that home, but you got the cash. But you know what? You only got 5%. Maybe 10% to put down on the new home, because all your money's wrapped up in the one you want to sell. But you qualify for both houses. So we close on this one. You put your 5% down. We go to closing. Then you pack your stuff up, move into the new home. Now you can get the one that your house that you lived in completely ready to sell. Vacant. You're going to get more money for it. But now you sell it and you walk away with, say, $100,000, $200,000, whatever it is, in profit. You can take that money on My Mortgages and you can put that into the new mortgage, and I'll recast it. Because you think about this, Cleve, if you just dumped $100,000 into a mortgage, it's going to go toward principal.
Yeah.
Right? And your 30-year mortgage is now going to probably pay off in 10 or 15 years. But some people want the payment to reflect the new balance, right?
Yep.
So that's called a recast. You can do it one time, and you dump the money into it. It's got to be at least $5,000. I'll do a one-time recast, and I'll amortize the payments to reflect the new balance.
And it's cheaper than a refi. That's the main thing.
Oh my God! Well, it's like $250 versus your refi.
$6,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000,
$3,000, depending on how much you're wanting to refinance.
And if you can't, let's say you can't do that, or you can't qualify to buy your next home without selling the first home. What I've been able to get people in this market when I have multiple offers is tell the buyers that, excuse me, we love your offer, but we also, or I put it in the listing up front, we need a month or two to lease back so we can find our next home.
So there's limitations. That's a great idea. What Cleve's referring to is being flexible with the seller, because they still got to find a place to live in, or maybe they're under contract for new construction. So what is the legal amount of time that you could allow that seller to stay in the home after you've bought it? 60 days. So I tell people 59 days. Okay?
Yep. Okay. All right. Good.
So you can legally do a lease back with the seller. So close on the house you wanted to buy, lease it back to them to give them the flexibility to go find their new home. And as long as you occupy the property that you purchased as a primary residence, you occupy it within 60 days. It's completely within guidelines and legal to do that. And you can do that on any conventional type product. There are limitations. VA allows the same thing. FHA's pretty flexible on that as well. But you don't want to trick the system and go over that time period, because then your actual mortgage could be in jeopardy at that point. So if you have questions about it, I'll always guide you in the right direction. Call me at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144. Or visit my website at WeBringYouHome.com.
And Cleve Loveland at 407-352-8118. Remember, we sell more homes in a week than most agents sell in a year. Been doing this for a long time. Chances are one of those rooftops on your street, I have to help sell it, buy it, or manage it as an investment property. When we come back, we're going to have some listings. Go into that. I want to talk about property management, what people are doing wrong, and how I can make you more money on that. And how much time we got, Bruce?
We got about a minute left.
All right. And then real quick, I got two listings here I want to do real quick. I got a commercial building on Edgewater Drive in College Park for $485,000. It's 3,000 square feet, and the front half is renovated. The back half, it's got like 4 office rooms, 4 offices, reception, waiting area, plus a kitchenette. In the back, we've got a 2-bedroom, 1.5-bath apartment on this that could be rented out or turned into more office space. You've got like a 3-car carport on the property, but in excellent condition, about 14 to 15 parking spaces for $485,000 in a great location. I've got a beautiful house in Lake Nona for $538,000 on the golf course, 3,700 square feet. And beautiful views out the back of the house.
That's a great buy right there. Lake
Nona. 5 bedrooms, 3 baths. You got the master on the first floor, then 4 bedrooms up, plus a massive, massive bonus room, and that's $538,000.
Values are going crazy in Lake Nona. If you can get into a house in the 500s right now, you're going to make money on those.
Well, that's one of the best neighborhoods, and it's funny when you look at that. Well, we'll talk about that next break. But 407-352-8118 for Cleve Loveland. And or cleveloveland.com to get in touch with me.
Right. Or if you'd like to loan a Ranger, you'd like to apply for a mortgage, I've got the best mortgages anywhere in the country. Believe me. And I've got every mortgage you can possibly think of. The only thing I don't do are commercial mortgages and lot loans or land loans. You can visit my website at WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. Or call me at 407-250-9144 for the Loan Arranger. You can call us here at the station, Cleve, and I'll answer your questions for you. If you'd like to get into one of our classes, Cleve, you and I do have a wealth building class we're doing on, June 23rd?
Teach everybody how to get rich.
Wednesday, June 23rd.
Yep.
You can tune in, go to WeBringYouHome.com. We'll be back in 5 minutes with a little bit more of Cleve Loveland and the Loan Arranger radio show.